Good evening. This is Shamna from VIZAG IAS Academy. Welcome to VIZAG IAS Academy's webinar on the APPSC Group 1 interview approach. This is part of several value-added programs being conducted by us to help aspirants prepare better for their interviews. Today's speaker is Dr. Rani Susmitha. Susmitha ma'am needs no introduction. Many students look up to her as a role model. She stood first in the recently held Group 1 exam and is now undergoing her training as a deputy collector. Securing rank 1 is only one among many achievements of her career. She is a PhD. She is also a gold medalist in her post graduation from the prestigious Central University of Hyderabad. She is also a recipient of Young Achievers Award from Honorable Ex-President Shri APJ Abdul Kalam. And the list goes on and on. Her experiences from such a distinguished career makes her the best person to guide young aspirants in cracking the prestigious APPSC Civil Services exam. With this, I welcome Susmitha ma'am to start the session. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you for such a wonderful intro, ma. Coming to today's most important topic, that is the interview of APPSC Group 1 examinations. And before dwelling into the topic, I just want to congratulate you all because you all have crossed major two steps, which are filtering steps, including prelims and mains, because both play a very major role in clearing the one of the toughest examinations. Of course, any state PSC examination or any central PSC examination, it's very tough to crack, and very fortunate are very few those who crack with flying colors. I can truly understand the whole scenario because I'm being into the system. So pat your back because you have cleared two great steps. And coming into the third and most crucial stage or step, it includes, a grand preparation, obviously. And one of the greatest things with this third step is you can be, uh, you can actually dictate your terms. You can actually guess your questions. You can actually maneuver your entire process. So that's the thing. That means you can be the pilot of your destiny in the third step. How can that be possible? We'll discuss that. And later, Math will take some questions as well. The first and foremost thing I want to discuss in tackling the third step is being confident. So you should have so much of confidence, and your confidence should be reflected in your attire, in your face, in your whole body. You should look wonderful. At the same time, you should feel wonderful. So that includes that. And apart from that, you should tackle the day with ease. So then you can ask me, you can immediately get back to me stating that, ma'am, it is everyone's duty to tell, be confident and look confident, but how can we inculcate confidence? That should be your question. So my one advice, one sincere advice I'll give you all today, because it's hardly a few weeks left, few days left, is just walk in and talk with strangers. Walk into offices, walk into any bank nearby, talk with the general manager, or walk into a school nearby, talk with headmaster, walk into any space nearby, talk with the concerned official, because those are the officials who are governing institutions, and talking with them gives you a sense of confidence. It will culminate and build up your confidence. So that is one trick. One more is be in front of the mirror. Be in front of the mirror and talk with yourself, or talk with your dad, or talk with your friends or cousins, whatever it is. So that will give you an ample of confidence. So that's how you can build the confidence. And coming to the next suggestion I can give you is wearing a proper attire on the day. You just rehearse the attire prior, once or twice, wholly, so that you can go with a very proper attire. So girls especially carry the saris prior, if possible, buy two types same kind of sari twice, like two saris, and wear one every day to carry yourself in it. Because if at all any dressing mishap happens on that day, our entire concentration goes on the dressing mishap than our interview. So be very cautious with that. So for boys also same thing, if you are wearing suit or any formal shirt, be comfortable in that. You should look comfortable in that. So wear it prior. You and you yourself rehearse your talks or anything in that dress prior. And coming to one more tip I can give you is, maintain the flow or continuity of talking. And you need to maintain the flow or continuity of talking. And for that, you need to practice more. And how can you practice more? Or how can you actually maintain the flow and continuity of talking? That is by practicing in front of a mirror. Lengthy practice in front of a mirror. Pick a topic and continue talking. You might get so many ifs, but so many pauses, so many ahs, all those things are quite common because we all are humans and it's quite common. But continue practicing. So if you continue practice in front of your mirror, you'll feel at ease. You yourself know where I am actually stopping, where my syllables are cutting down, where my sentences are together pausing. So then you can pick up those things and you can immediately recover those things. You can be very cautiously talking, but don't pay so much of attention on that as well. But you give around half an hour of practice of those. And one more important thing I usually tell to aspirants is, be clear and precise while talking. Uh, one aspect while talking to the panelists, especially interview panelists, is many won't be able to express the views. They knew the answer, but they won't be able to express. They won't be clear because they'll engulf the words. This happens to many of us. So you see those movies, right? When you see your beloved ones, so usually heroes or heroines over there, and you want to express your love, but sometimes the words won't turn out. So this is same phenomena, same psychological phenomena, which can happen in an interview room as well. So what to do or how to tackle that? So practice. The syllables ba 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 da 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 for a minute or two every day. So that will give you the tongue practice. So that will actually help you to express the syllabus precisely and clearly. So those are the three very general interview tricks. And coming to the very specific tricks of APPSC Group 1, one of the first and foremost trick I can tell you is DAF. Writing a very elaborate DAF is the game changer. So you need to express. So you should be filling with multiple options in DAF. So if at all they are asking you one thing which you excel at leaderships, let us say, you express even the minute things and at the same time the major things. Like for example, I have my DAF which I'll share with the institute. You can have a look into, mm, where I expressed even minutest things like being a class people's leader. At the same time, I expressed the major things like, I led entire hostels at NIT Tiruchi, being a associate warden. So both are leadership skills. At the same time, I led a preschool, being a principal. So all these three things are expressed as being a leader or being in an administrative position. So don't hesitate to express. If given an opportunity, never hesitate to express whatever you are good at. So they are giving you, APPSC is giving you an opportunity to tell about yourself. So if you are not telling about yourself flauntly, or if you don't flaunt yourself, who are going to do that for you? So keep that in mind and tell about each and every detail. And if you are asking whether I should fill the question, please fill all the questions. Don't leave anything blank. Fill it. You might be knowing like what are the social things which you have participated, or sports, anything which you have participated. Many are coming back to me, getting back to me. I just spoke to 100 of your colleagues almost. Today, only 14 of you joined. This is my fourth or fifth institute talk, and I almost spoke out of 200 plus people. I spoke with around 120 plus already. So all those are your competitors. So one thing I can tell you is, if they are giving you space, utilize that properly and express yourself pretty properly. So that is one important thing. And apart from expression, you need to express in a very precise and concise way. So now the thing happens is, they might release the DAF prior, or they might give you the DAF on the interview day, which we'll discuss later. So if they are giving you the DAF on the interview day, make sure you carry one version of DAF with yourself, and you fill over there, or you remember what to fill, and you go over there on the day of the interview and fill in the blanks. And you should be ready for that if they don't provide you with the DAF. So DAF will be filled. And if you fill a very proper DAF, what happens is your interview will revolve around it. And you'll have, especially the panelists will have questions to pick from the DAF itself. Write some interesting hobbies, write interesting things which you have done in your life, well into your life. Think, sit and think for a minute, and you will be able to actually know many things in life which you have done. So all those things, reflect all those things in your DAF. And one more important thing which you should be doing during the last phases of preparation is improving the knowledge about current affairs. But don't go on reading each and every magazine which is available. So pick up Yojana, Kurukshetra, and another two things, especially Outlook and India Today. So go through the issues which happened, which issues they are talking about since last 7 to 8 months. Once you know the issues, you Google them out, and don't read all those things from there. You Google them out and you form an opinion, because that is the main thing. You should be having an opinion regarding the current issues. That will suffice. And one more important tip which I can give you is, on the D day, just go through the newspaper on your interview day. Sometimes the panelist might ask you what are the headings of today. Then you can, whatever might be the newspaper, it should reflect that you have referred the newspaper of the day. And just go through the headings. You all will be having your mobile phone. So once you wake up by around 6 or 7, just go through the newspaper of the day. Just remember what are the news in the headlines. So that's how your interview preparation should be. And if you ask me, daily, if you are, let us say, if you are studying 10 hours, so 7 hours of reading and 3 hours of practice. So practice things which we already have discussed, like you need to maintain your flow, you need to maintain your clarity, you need to maintain your opinions, you shouldn't pause the sentences, or you shouldn't err while talking in a flow. So all these things are do come with practice. And once you give a few marks, or once you practice daily for around 2 to 3 hours per day, then only you will be able to do this. And one more thing I can suggest you is, yeah, you can divide your time 70 to 30, 70% to read yourself and 30% to practice daily. So these are the main important things which I want to discuss with you, because you all have qualified and you all are brainiacs, obviously brainy people which qualified 2 stages. Now third stage is very strategically, if you plan the third stage, you can cross this with flying colors. So for that sake, I just want to address you all. Yeah. Coming to the question answers, now I would like to take up some question answers. And yeah, you can ponder me with questions. I'm here to answer, and the floor is open.
Hi, ma'am. Good
Yeah, yeah.
evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, if they ask us a question about tell us about yourself, then how should we address that question, ma'am? Like just give details about ourselves or anything extra?
Yeah. So that's one wonderful thing. So you should be prepared for 1 minute to 2 minutes of monologue about yourself, because that is the first question you are going to get. So a monologue containing your details, your place of birth, your mother, father, what they are doing, your siblings, what are your qualifications, where you have studied, and any achievements if you want to add, any job related things which, if at all you have experience you want to add, you prepare that monologue for a minute or two. Okay. So what happens sometimes, if you walk into the panel, they'll ask you to sit, and they won't give you the give you the time to introduce yourself. Sometimes what happens, they'll ask you to introduce, and once you introduce, what happens, they might interfere in between, and they might pick a question from the introduction which you have asked, and they might ask you questions, and your interview will start. Sometimes they might be just looking at your DAF, and they won't immediately start the question. They'll keep on listening to you. If it is 2 minutes or 3 minutes, they'll listen to you whatever you want to say. And once you are done saying, let us say you have introduced about yourself, you told about your father, your siblings, your study, your job related activities, your achievements, your hobbies, everything you have done. Now you have nothing to tell. Then you can say that's all about me, and you can conclude. Then the interviewer will ask the question. So you might get the case one or case two, anything, but you should be ready for both. So in order to tackle both, you should be preparing a monologue about yourself, which should have all the details regarding you. So that is prerequisite. Yeah. Any
Okay.
other questions?
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Mm. Yeah, Priyanka. Yeah, Priyanka posed me a question that any questions about academics. Yes, I got so many questions on academics when I introduced myself, just like as I just said. So the first thing is I have studied in State University, Central University, and an NIT. They immediately asked me what's the difference between state and central university. And as I'm PhD in management, especially healthcare management, they asked me about various thinkers. They asked me about Peter Drucker. Who are our managerial gurus? And they asked my opinions on their theories. So I was able to answer because those are the basics of management. So immediately I was getting questions mostly on my DAF. So I filled hobby. I have very peculiar hobbies. So if you have any peculiar hobbies, do fill them. So I filled hobbies as coffee taster, fish hobbyist. Those who rear fishes are called fish hobbyists. And one more hobby is writing poetry. So I got questions on two questions on my hobbies. One is regarding poetry. They asked me what is a limerick, and give me any examples of limerick, or any person who writes limericks. So I tackled that question because it's quite an easy one if you are writing poetry. And one more thing is, I got one tricky question saying that you are aloof on an island and no one is there. Only one thing which you can carry with yourself. What is the thing you will pick? So then I was telling about I'll pick one rod. I'll pick one one rope. All these things I'm telling. They laughed and they said you would have picked a fishing rod and gone for fishing, right? So that is the one tricky question they asked me. So likewise, if you fill in a proper DAF, and in DAF, for social service, like mention anything which you have done as a part of duty to society. In that, I have mentioned that for my maid's daughter, I made her open Sukanya Samruddhi account. So I have mentioned that, and I got a question on Sukanya Samruddhi account. What is it? What are the uses of it? Is it requisite for the society, current society? And do really people are reaping benefits of it, or is it a redundant one? Likewise, many sub questions are there, but I got that question. I was pretty much prepared for that question because I wrote with my own hands, right? I make my maid open Sukanya Samruddhi account for her daughter. So what are the things, what are the aspects of it? I should be ready with it, right? So if you are filling any info in the DAF, you should be ready with all the aspects and should actually try to imagine all the sub aspects and frame questions on them and be ready with the answers. So that's one important thing. Any other? Yeah, Varalakshmi is asking how to say answer to the question in the gap years in my profile. I only worked for 2 years and 3 years. I didn't do anything. How to tell a convincing answer for this honestly. Be honest with yourself. For 2 or 3 years, you might have your personal issues. You might be married, or you might have stopped work and started preparation for civil services. Be honest. Be honest, saying that it is one of the toughest commission examination, a public service commission examination. So it requires hard work. So it's not very easy thing to crack it in one go and just go on with flying colors. Not everyone are blessed like that. So you can be honest. You can be telling that I am preparing for so and so. I'm preparing for UPSC, or I am preparing for APPSC. All these things. So you can tell that honestly. So the panel will understand. It's not that they won't ponder you and they won't corner you on that thing. Okay. Mm. Yeah, you can if you have a gap in work experience, you can actually, if you want to fill in, you can say that I am tutoring some kids, and I'm doing some private job in that way, or I'm earning my livelihood by tutoring the kids or something like that. But if you are doing it honestly, you need to tell that. small things so you will be doing, no? You can't be studying 24/7. So that things you add on and you tell them. But if you are not even doing that and you are into preparation, let us say you are a just passed out student, you haven't done anything and you are into preparation, be honest that as my mother and father are providing, I am preparing full time. Yeah, very few people are there, but them, the parents will be providing, they can prepare full time. So they can tell the honest answer. You won't be pondered or cornered based on that. Okay. And you won't be judged. So just remember that it is test of your personality, not test of the knowledge or not test of the gap years. So no one will judge you based on your gap years. No one will judge you based on you might have done a distance education. So no one are going to judge you, because the only thing they'll judge you is your personality. Like, let us say if they posed that question, have you humiliated in front of them, or have you faced them with strength? So that's the thing they are going to judge. Your face or your body will show all that to them, and they can immediately read your body language. So that's how they are going to judge. And expect some bouncers. So only thing with bouncers is how you will tackle them, that they'll immediately judge. So whether you are able to tackle the bouncers easily, or whether you got stumbled or startled by facing a bouncer question, and you immediately trembled with fear, or you stopped, or you paused long, or you are unable to answer or reply them back, or your immediate confidence got down after that question. They'll observe all these things. That's what you'll lose or you'll gain marks. It's not about telling no. You can always tell no to even basic things. You can say that in the nick of the moment I forgot what it is. Let us say they asked you your father's name and you told some other, instead of Srinivasu, you said Srinivas or Srini or something like that. And they were immediately questioning you in DAF. You have written Srinivasu and you are telling Srinu, something like that. Then you can say in the nick of the moment I forgot. So you can say that. Or if they ask you, let us say they immediately asked you some statistic which you don't know, then you can say I haven't dwelled that deeper into that topic, but I can study that and I'll get back to you, sir. Or I can spend more time and I'll improve my knowledge on that regard, sir. You can be very cordial. They'll be very cordial to you. They won't corner you. They won't eat you live there. So you both can be cordial to each other. So that's what you should be doing. Okay. Yeah. No. You can take some time to recall as well. Like for example, if they asked you some question, so what is your name? Immediately you answer. But let us say who is the president of US? So immediately you are unable to answer. Then you can say take some time, and you can ask for time as well. So let me think for a minute and get back to you. Or you take your pause. If it is not a 1 minute pause, so you just take a few seconds, like 5 to 10 seconds, and you can answer. You can take your time to think while forming opinions or while answering statistical questions. They won't mind it. So they'll be very cordial. So it won't be that intense as you have imagined, or, as people project. Okay. Yeah, then I'm good in my academics and I'm working. How much ratio I have to dedicate between both? So, as I always say, 70 is to 30. First day. Okay, thank you, madam. I'm with you, Pes. How to cut short long answer? I'm giving long answer for major topics. Yeah, cut short long answer. They themselves will cut short. So it's like, let us say, if they feel that you are going on, so there will be two cases, as I said. They'll allow you to answer as much as you want. And once you are done answering, they'll say, that's all with me. You can say that. And case two is they themselves stop you in between by asking you another question. So either case one or case two happens. So if at all you are falling in case one, let us say you're continuing with a long answer, then you can end the answer saying that that's all with the opinion, or that's all with my answer. You can say that and you can end abruptly. Abruptly in the sense with a good ending, and you can say, okay, that's all with my answer. So they can immediately understand and they can pose you with another question. Or case two is they'll pick some question from the answer you just told, and they themselves will drive the interview. So anything can happen. Be ready for both. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, as I said, anxiety and tension. Yeah, that is one great thing, great question. So as I told you, please walk into some strange place strange places, in the sense, walk into government offices nearby or private offices nearby, and talk with managers, or talk with personnel in the places, like go into a nearby government school or private school, talk with headmaster, just like that, casually. Ask about what are the things, what are the classes, what are the subjects going on. Talk with them fluently, or walk into a bank nearby, talk with the bank manager, or clerk over there, or senior assistant, junior assistant, talk with them. And or go into a nearby panchayat office, talk with the panchayat secretary over there, ask about what are the things happening in the village. So all those things. How then, you'll be talking with a government official, you know what question to pose, you'll be very attentive, and immediately you'll lessen your anxiety when you see a group of government officials on the day of interview. So that's what I meant to say. So that will reduce your anxiety. Or if you are unable to do that, you are aloof, studying at one cubicle, or you yourself confined to one small place which doesn't have anything, then only thing is, talk with yourself in front of a mirror. So every day talk with yourself, or talk with your family members or your cousins, that will actually help you in every way. And coming to next question. Sensitive, yeah, so for sensitive questions, please take a stand. Please take a stand. They asked you your religious views, or regarding Hindutva, or something like that. If you have a pro-government views, you can take that stand. You can express anti-views as well, but you need to support them with relevant facts, not WhatsApp facts. Okay, with relevant facts. So if you have relevant facts which are proven facts, or as per any rule, or as per any act, so and so thing, or as per any judgment, so and so thing happened, and you have a very negative opinion on it, so you can stick to negative opinion, provided if you can support your answer. If you can't support your answer with relevant facts, then don't form that opinion, form a neutral opinion. So that will be good, right? So if you can't support a negative opinion, just saying that, if someone comes to me and saying that you are a bad teacher, okay, I need to accept, right? That is their opinion. So I'm a bad teacher, I'll accept. But what are the facts? What are the facts with you? That's the question. People will ask, like any logic minded people, or any rational person will ask, what are the facts to just for the statement you just proposed? So the facts should be visible. So if you have relevant facts with you, very genuine facts, as I'm repeating again, not WhatsApp facts, not facts from YouTube videos. There will be some sensational videos, or not fact from some random media channel which is telling without any reference some numbers. No, don't go for it. If you have any act provision, or if you have any court judgment based on that, if you formed a factual opinion negatively, you can express that. But apart from that, express a positive opinion, or go for a neutral opinion. Okay. Any other I gave CSC interview last year. How should I mention the DAF? Yeah, you can mention. There is a column where they'll ask you whether you have given any government services until what stages. Then you can say attended UPSC CSC interviews of so and so year. But what is the result of it? Stands disqualified. You can mention there. And how to handle question answers for aspirants' opinion on politically charged topics like capital issues, freebies, or gram volunteers. Yeah, let me tell you, even in one of my mocks, I got this question on gram volunteers. Then then I was pro 2 gram volunteers, and I'm telling that, even though we have last mile delivery of services in rural areas, these gram volunteers will act as ultra last mile delivery of services. I use that ultra last mile delivery, and that impressed the panelists. It is during mock, not my real interview, during one of my mock interview. So you can use such words which actually will be catchy, or will be ultra last mile delivery of services. So immediately they didn't pondered, or they didn't plucked me on that question. So you can form your opinions, and you can have these catchy word phrases words or catchy gist, we can say catchy gist or gist which can explain entire thing, so that will attract, so you can form that opinions. Okay, and you can have again pro and negative views, provided you can stand with negative views provided you have enough data. If not, go with a neutral view. Yeah. Can we use statistics? Yes, definitely. You can use statistics and judgments, but you won't have that time, being in this thing. You won't have the time. But if you go into argument, let us say, if you don't go into argument, that is first thing. If you go into argument, you need to support your stand, right? Let us say you picked a negative stand to a topic. If you go into an argument, you need to support your stand, and you need to pose a judgment or a statistic regarding that thing, and then only you can support your argument, right? If not, you lost your argument. Or let us say you are very argumentative. First of all, don't be argumentative. That is first tip. But you are very argumentative, let us say, and the question was posed in such a way demeaning which is demeaning your inner soul, let us say. Such kind of questions can be posed. Not everyone's interview will be alike, right? So then you stick with your opinion, state some facts if you know the facts, and still it is argumentative. You can say that I'm not going to my knowledge stands still there only. I can't dwell deeper into that issue. You can say that, and you can stop the argument immediately. Interviewer will proceed with next panelist. But don't continue that argument in a very negative way, or in a very awkward way, or very dishonoring way to the interviewers or panelists. Okay, so that you should keep in mind. Okay. Yeah, if someone asks you why only group 1 or civil services, yeah, that is one prominent question. So one question which was posed to me in every one of my mock. So even you will get the same question, why group 1 or civil services. So I have a PhD. I have prior working experience with various B schools. I headed B schools. And before joining into group 1 services, I have a stint with the Administrative Staff College of India. I worked there for a month. I joined there on July 2nd and I got the results on July 5th. So within 1 month, I resigned over from there. So I was telling everyone during mocks that I am getting into Administrative Staff College of India. So I was getting the same question. Administrative Staff College of India is very prominent college in India, which is also called Mother of IIMs, and which is also actually what they'll train administrative officers across the world. Okay, not only in India. You will get officers from Bangladesh, Nepal, Afghanistan, all those officers, all those administrative officers. Just like we have Indian administrative services, IAS officers, likewise administrative officers across the world will come and get trained in various modules over there at Administrative Staff College of India. So first question, so immediate when after during my demo or mock, which I'm sorry, not demo, not mock, during my intro. So after my intro, the first question was, as I told you, difference between state university, central university, and then some academic questions on management. Third question was same thing. Third panelist asked me same thing. Why are you quitting ASCII, which is one of the prominent institutes where you can train administrative services, service officers, and you are leaving that and you are becoming one. So why you want to be a group 1 officer? So then I told that, usually if, being teaching is also a noble profession. So being a teacher, I can definitely influence few, but that is very indirect influence. Same happens in the case of Administrative Staff College of India as well, because where I can influence an administrator and the administrator in turn can bring a change into the society. But I want to bring a direct change to the society. That's what my intention is. So I want to become an administrative officer myself. So that's what the stand I took. That's what is my answer. That's what was my answer. Okay. So likewise, you frame your answers, frame your own answers. So then the panel was quite satisfied. I was doing the same in mocks as well. I have the answer for that because I want to do a direct change. I want to bring a direct change to the society, so I want to be in the system rather than indirectly being in the system, like a teacher, educator, or a trainer to administrator. Yeah, so that's what is my that's what was my answer. Yeah, any other questions, ma? No, don't change your opinion, ma. Sharath, that's a very, very good the question to ask. So, interviewer is pushing you to change your opinion. First of all, that won't happen. That is very rare scenario. Just to test your mental stability. That's the only thing, or test your personality. So interviewer won't push, first of all. If at all he is pushing you to change your opinion, then you can say that, sir, this is my opinion. I'm sticking to my opinion. So I'll definitely respect yours, but I am going to stick with my opinion, sir. Thank you, sir. You can say that. No one will be offended. You need to say that respectfully. Yeah. Yeah, this also will be the question. If you get selected for IAS, which will you choose, RDO or IAS? So you can aram say IAS. They don't mind, because last time the third ranker is also an IAS officer, current IAS officer. By the time the results were out and she got IAS rank, but still she attended the interview and got third rank. People knew that they are interviewing an IAS officer, and they would have posed the same question to her as well. So be honest, be honest. Definitely, if I'm getting an IAS and I need to pick between IAS and RDO, I'll pick an IAS, right? So don't polish things and don't dwell into wrong answers. Be transparent, be open, and be opinionated. So that's what. Okay. So you can aram se tell that I'll pick IAS. Then the immediate question will be why. So you should be ready for that why. Okay. So that is what. So if you are picking RDO as well, then you should be ready for why. So both you should have opinions. Yeah. Or whatever your perception is, you should have opinion on that. So that is what matters. Yeah. Next, any questions, ma'am? And is spending too long duration for APPSC path without any efforts for a long time, but qualified for APPSC should be our answer, ma'am. Yeah, same. Like it is one of the toughest thing. Not everyone are fortunate enough to crack, and they can understand, no problem. So they haven't qualified anything. Let us say you are preparing for UPSC for 6 long years. You haven't even qualified for pre. Let us say, and you got APPSC interview first time. So that is the knowledge, no? With that knowledge as a base, only you got this, right? So that is quite understandable. No one will ponder you on that, but they'll definitely ask you. You have spent 6 years of your time. So, what did you do? All those things. We have form an opinion, form a pre-answer to it. So 6 years I was studying, but I'm able to go to different stages, or I'm unable to calculate myself during prelims, so I just miscalculated prelims answers, so that's why I'm unable to crack that. But I put my hard efforts into APPSC. It culminated into fruitful results. I was able to cross 2 stages, and here I'm standing for third stage. Likewise, no problem, no problem. Anything you can answer anything, and justify your answers. That's what. So there is no right or wrong answer in interview. Whatever you can answer, you can say, but at the same time, it needs proper justification. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, ma. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. If you can't recall any facts for the interview, then aram se say that, sorry, sir. Currently, I'm unable to recollect facts for the question you have asked. So, but certainly I know the facts, but I'm currently unable to recollect. You can say that. No problem. They'll be pretty cool, ma. You don't feel like you are going into some very stressful institute or stressful place. The place will be so cool. They'll talk with you very, very cordially. You also talk with them very cordially. If you are unable to, or if you are stressed, don't stress out too much. Don't reflect the stress on your face, but face that question and you tell that, I'm sorry, sir, I know that I have read through, but I'm unable to recollect the facts currently, but I'll certainly read again and I'll improve my knowledge. You can say that.
And good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Ma'am, when we are asked to tell about ourselves,
Mhm.
can we tell like what we have written on the def, or Can we go with some other words like
Yeah, you can go with other words as well. No need to tell whatever, but the facts are same, right?
yes,
Your name will be same, your father, mother's name will be same. You can tell in any other format. Don't worry. But stick to the facts. Don't change that you have studied degree over there and you are telling that you have studied PG over there. No, don't change that thing. But stick to the basic things. But you can change your format. You can change the way you are answering. You can change the language level. Everything you can do. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, ma'am. But as I said, prepare a monologue of, for a minute or two about yourself. So that is the first question everyone going to face. So prepare
Okay.
one monologue. So how you practice that monologue every day. Yeah.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Body language tips. Be smile, continue your smile, not wide smile, but a small smile throughout the interview. So that will help you and how to smile throughout the interview, even if it is tensed. Talk with your father and talk with your mother while smiling, a little smile, not a wide smile though. Smile throughout the interview, that will help you. That will definitely help you in tackling the interview. That will calm your mind as well when you enter with a smile. Greet interview panelists with a smile as well. And people will say so many things that, if you are sitting closely with your legs closed, that means you are an introvert. Legs wide open, you are an extrovert. Nothing such sorts. That won't be, those are not that important. But your answers, your timely facial expressions, don't startled by facing a negative question. That is quite important, and keep smiling. Yeah, throw some light. Importance of marks. Yeah, marks are quite important. Give at least 2 to 3 marks, provided if you are confident enough. If you are not confident enough, you can extend that to 5 marks as well. Yeah. Online marks are sufficient. Offline marks, you need not go and give all the way. You can prepare for online marks owing to the time constraint as well, because it is quite less time. And one more important thing, don't get disheartened by your performance at mocks. That is one prime thing. People, those who tend to give many marks, what happens at various institute, um, one or the other mock, they'll not perform well owing to many factors, and they'll get disheartened on the main D day. They'll spoil their interview. So don't get disheartened by ridiculous mocks. Ridiculous mocks are not main mocks. You better err at mocks than at the main interview, right? So you erred at mocks. Think in a positive way. Ma'am, eye contact. Yeah, eye contact with the panel member who is asking you the question. In between, you can look at others as well. But mainly maintain continuous eye contact with the panel member. Yeah, that is quite important. No, any reservations regarding black? Black and blue are very standard colors, so you can wear them. No, light and sober are always preferred, but black color is also allowed because black looks formal, usually formal. Yeah. As time, moment, personality name drastically change, but what are the major traits required to change as of now? Yeah, one thing is, be at ease. Be at ease. Don't get tensed. Don't get tensed while walking into the room. Just one more tip I can give you is on the D day of the interview. Let us say, I'll walk you through the interview day. What happens on the interview day is, you'll reach the interview destination an hour prior. They will be checking off your all the documents which you are going with, original documents. They'll check everything, and they'll give you some forms and all. And after filling all those forms, if at all there is a DAF, they'll make you fill the DAF there itself, and they'll take the copy away. And they'll call around two names, 1 or 2 names, and you will be taken. There will be some attender. He'll take you there. He'll guide you where to sit. So you'll be just sitting outside the panel. The panel will be inside. So while sitting the panel, you'll have time. You'll have 1 minute to 10 minutes of time. So when you are waiting for your turn, just imagine that you already faced the panel, and you cracked the interview, and you qualified the interview with flying colors, and you became a deputy collector. Just imagine that one. So that will give you a lots and lots of confidence. You can go in with that smile that you already got the rank, and you just walk in with that smile, and that will reflect the confidence. That is one big tip I can give you. Yeah. Order of preference, usually we haven't changed. Again, they'll check over there during the time of interview on the D-day. There you can ask or get it changed. Yeah. There only with them knowing that can we change, and if so, if it is a minor or major, you can ask them directly. Usually whatever we have given at first, we have gone with that only. They usually won't change. Individual preferences, better order of preference. For some, they are fanatic uniform fans. For them, DSP is life. So even if they get deputy collector also, they don't take that, and they'll go for DSPs or any other uniform post. For some, desk job is their main motto, so they'll go for desk jobs. For them, the family life and work life balance, so they'll prefer some jobs. So it's up to individual preferences. Yeah. Medical test. Yeah. Very good question. So what happens while checking the interview, during the interview on the first hour, what they'll do, they'll verify your certificates, and they'll give you one slip. They'll tell you to carry next day, and they'll tell you place, they'll tell you to meet some person, his phone number, everything they'll give you. Usually it will be a district hospital, and there will be a liaison officer from APPSC over there. Next day you go and report over there. There you will face many medical tests, including blood test, urine test. There will be an X-ray, and they'll check your vision. There will be height, weight. They'll take your height. They'll take your weight, and then all the things. You will be meeting one general practitioner. She'll be writing about you something in one big booklet thing, and she'll be taking that form from you, and she'll be guiding you. And the liaison officer's number will be there. No, he only will guide you. You can go to there. You can go to so and so place. You can get it done. Usually, it will be around 5 to 8 hours. So next whole day. That means if today is your interview, tomorrow whole day will be your medical only. Almost you will go and report at around 10 o'clock, and you need to be there till evening 3. If at all quickly finishes also 2:30, because there will be a lengthy queue. All the 25 or 30 members on the D-day, on the prior day, will come to next day for medicals. Sometimes what happens, if your interview is on, let us say, 3rd or 4th day, those who have missed medicals on 1st or 2nd day due to many reasons, they might come on 3rd or 4th day. So that means around 30 people will be there. So it is a time taking process until you finish the whole section. Let us say you are into X-ray radiology department, everyone finishes their X-ray, another department won't call you. So it is a time taking process. From morning to evening you will be there, and your medical will happen there. Yeah, usually one day. Usually one day, until unless if there is a mishap happens. Let us say if the district hospital's X-ray machine is not working, then it might get, that is very unfortunate scenario. Then it might get extended for one more day. Apart from that, nothing. So they might give you another slot. Apart from that, it's usually one day. Why deputy collector, not MPDO as first preference? Obviously, with the deputy collector, you can dwell and you can help many people compared to MPDO. So that's what you can answer. Or it is a much better service, and there is conferment of IAS, and there can be a district administrator. You can be a prominent district administrator. So it is a mandal level job. That is a division level job. Deputy collector is a division level job. So your aura will be, or your administration will be a bigger, better compared to one mandal level post. So that's why. Yeah. Not 4 days, just if today is your interview, next day definitely you will finish 99.9%. You will finish the medical. But any bad thing happens, one more extra day. That's it. Okay. Hope I answered everyone's questions. If anything is there, I'm available on all the social media platforms. You can contact me directly, or you can ask Gautam to get back to me with questions, or VIZAG IAS can ask me, get to me with your questions. Yeah, you can reschedule medical test provided if you have any prominent reason. So that info they can give you at APPSC only. When you go over there, while checking the certificates, they'll give you one date. If you want to reschedule your date, so there will be so many dates for medicals. So then if you don't want to go on the next day, so you should be informing them, and you need to get something written, and then only you can reschedule. Yes, you can reschedule though, provided you have a proper reason. Yeah, definitely. I'll share my DAF with him. Yeah, thank you, Ma. Thank you so much. Hope to see you as my juniors. Really waiting to see you all as my juniors. Yeah.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful session, ma'am. Your guidance session today will definitely help the attendees to have their edge in their upcoming interviews. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Good luck.